Okay. Good morning, students. Today we discuss about dimensions of capacitance, and the principle of parallel plate capacitor. So, in the previous lesson, in the previous lecture, we have learned about the capacitance of an electrical conductor, and continue with that topic. Today we have the dimension of capacitance. That is, from the principle of capacitor, we have learned capacitance C equal to Q upon V, or where V is electric potential or potential difference, that can be written as W upon Q. So now this expression becomes Q square upon W, that is work done. So the C equal to the dimension for Q means electric charge is 80. So for Q square it is A square D square upon dimension of work done, that is ml2 T minus 2. So it becomes m minus 1 L minus 2 A2 T4. This is the dimension of electrical capacitance of a conductor. Now continue with this topic. Today we have the concept of capacitor and its capacitance. So we are going to discuss here principle of capacitor as well as the concept of capacitor. So what is capacitor? So capacitor, it is an arrangement of two conductors separated by an insulating material and used to store electric charges and electric energy. So in capacitor, it is arrangement of two parallel conductors which is separated by an insulated material and it is used to store an electric charge as well as electric energy. Later on we will see that the electric charges are stored at the plates of the capacitor, whereas the electrical energy is stored in between the dielectric medium, in between the plates. So in continue we see here what is principle of a capacitor. So to understand the principle of a capacitor, let us consider this is a conductor, and if we put some charge on this conductor, then you will find that the potential of this conductor increases. Okay, when we put some charge on this conductor, its potential increase. This is as per the concept of electrical capacitance. Then again we give more charge to this conductor, then we will see that its potential increases more, and this process is continued till its potential becomes maximum. After that, beyond that maximum potential, if we give some charge to this conductor, then the given charge will be leakage to the surrounding due to ionization. So now we stop to give charge to this conductor because the charge given to conductor is leakage to the surrounding. So now to increase its capacitance, we take another insulated conductor and place near to it, place parallel and near to it. When we put this conductor near to this given conductor, then we find due to induction the negative charge is created inner side of this conducting plate and the positive charge is created outside of this conducting plate due to induction effect. So now we can see that the electric field between the plates, that is from positive to negative electrodes, or you can say from positive terminal to negative terminals, and this positive potential that may be neutralized by this negative potential as these negative charges are closer to this plate. This is suppose plate A or this is plate B, then these negative charges are closer to plate A than these positive charges. Therefore, the potential of this plate A will be decreased, the potential of this plate A will be decreased due to these negative charges. So now we can give some more charge, we can give some more charge to this plate A, and in this way we have increased the capacitance of this conductor. Then the third step, that is if we make grounded this plate B, if this another plate, or you can say this second plate B, if we make it grounded, then we find that these all positive charges are rushed to the ground. Okay, all the positive charges that neutralized by this ground, and then this remaining negative charges, they may reduce the potential of this plate A greatly. So we can give a considerable amount of charge to this plate A. In this way, we have increased the capacitance of this conductor A considerably by putting another grounded conductor near to it. So this is the principle of a capacitor. The capacitance of an insulated conductor can be increased considerably by placing the arc conductor, grounded conductor near to it. So this is the principle of a parallel plate capacitor. And then the symbol for capacitor is these two parallel conductors that are separated by an insulated material. So the electric field is lying between these two plates, positive to negative, and this is charge Q that given to the plates of the capacitor. Due to this +2 charge, this plate 1 is at positive potential, so it has positive surface charge density, and the plate B has negative surface charge density, and this B is the potential difference. Then the next one we have capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor. So how to find the capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor? For this you are given this is a parallel plate capacitor, this is plate A, this is plate B, and suppose +2 charge is given to this plate A, then we find due to induction effect the negative charge is created on this nearby plate, and the electric field between these two plates can be taken as E naught, that is equal to sigma or epsilon naught. This expression we have taken from the Gauss theorem, and the concept of this expression is given below, and then you can see that E naught is the electric field between these two plates, V is the potential difference, and +2 is the charge. So the potential difference between the plates, that can be taken as V equal to ED, because already we have learned that E equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught d square or r square, or you can write this one V upon d, E equal to, or V equal to ED. E is electric field, so you can write here electric field, that is E naught, because the vacuum is there in between the plates. Then E equal to sigma upon epsilon naught into d, or sigma equal to, this is surface charge density, that is charge upon surface area, so Q upon A epsilon naught d, where sigma equal to Q upon A. Then capacitance of parallel plate capacitor can be taken from the principle of capacitance, that is C naught equal to Q upon V, and V equal to, have this expression, we can put this expression here, so we will find the Q and Q will cancel, and then it becomes epsilon naught A upon D. You know very well what is epsilon naught here. It is electrical permittivity of free space between these two plates. इन दो प्लेट्स के बीच में जो फ्री स्पेस है उसकी इलेक्ट्रिकल परमिटिविटी है एप्सिलॉन नॉट, which depends upon the nature of the material filled between the two parallel plates. Then C naught, this is capacitance of a parallel plate capacitor, that is equal to epsilon A upon D. The factors on which capacitance of a capacitor depends, that can be taken from this expression. The first of all, you can see the capacitance is depends on the plate area. C is proportional to A. As we increase the plate area, the capacitance of this parallel plate capacitor increase. Then second one, we have capacitance C is proportional to 1 upon D, means plate separation. If we increase the plate separation, its capacitance decreases. And the third one, that is the nature of the medium between the two parallel plates. So the capacitance that also depends on the nature of the medium inserted between these two parallel plates. Okay, then how do the capacitance that depends on the nature of the medium between these two plates, you can see here, when dielectric medium of permittivity epsilon is inserted between the two plates. Here if we have inserted any medium, dielectric medium of permittivity epsilon, then this expression can be taken as epsilon naught. Instead of epsilon naught, you can take an epsilon A upon D. And when we divide these two, then this expression becomes epsilon upon epsilon naught, or equal to epsilon r equal to k, or Cm equal to Kc naught. It means the capacitance becomes k times, where k is the dielectric constant, of the insulated material filled between the two plates. So that is Cm equal to Kc naught, the capacitance increases by k times. Then the next topic is combination of capacitors. So the capacitors can be combined in two ways to get desired capacitance from the circuit. So here first we connect these capacitors in series. So in series, this is series combination. There are three capacitors, C1, C2 and C3. These are the capacitors. They are connected in series. And you know, in series, the charge given to capacitor of capacitance C1 that will be same for C2 and the C3 due to the induction effect. And V1 due to the potential difference across these capacitors. Then we can take the potential difference between the plates of capacitor C1 equal to Q upon C1. Potential difference across capacitor of capacitance C2, that is V2 equal to Q upon C2. And for third capacitor, it is V3 equal to Q upon C3. So the total potential difference if the total potential difference V is applied across this combination, then V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. And after putting the values of V1 plus V2 plus V3, we can get finally the expression 1 upon Cs equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. The next one, we have capacitors in parallel. So in parallel combination, these three capacitors C1, C2 and C3, they are combined in between the two terminals in such a way that their plates are common between these two ends. So the total charge that given to this combination is divided into three parts to the individual capacitor because the respective capacitors. So total charge Q equal to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, or Q equal to, you can have C1V equal C. This is CT, the effective capacitance of parallel combination. So Q equal to CTV equal to Q1 equal to C1V plus C2V plus C3V, and V is common here, so we can get here CP equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So if we want to get higher capacitance, from the combination from the capacitors, then we can combine them in parallel, or if we want to get the small capacitance, then we can combine them in series. Thank you.